Ian O'Neill here for Severe MMA, and today I am joined just a couple of days out from his Combate Global fight with Pa Lehane, La Sanguiella, the Leech, and the 2021 Emerging Prospect of the Year for Severe MMA. Pa, you're in your second home in Miami. How are things, my friend?
Not too bad. Things are going pretty well. We're just doing like the last few things before the fight. We're just getting the weight down now, and we're settled in over here, and yeah, we're almost ready to go.
Good, good. When did you get into Miami?
I got here on Friday, so a week before my fight. I had a full week. Liam only landed today, so Liam and Marlene, so they're just settling in now. So
Perfect, perfect. And you're just back. You're roaming around the streets of Miami there. Before this interview, what does the fella
yeah.
get up to in Miami on fight week? There, you didn't bump into Jorge Masvidal and get yourself in trouble or anything like that.
No, unfortunately not. But we've just been driving around. I've been hanging out with like the people from the company. They're all. I get on very well with all of them, so we were going out. They were eating. I was watching them eat. We go out. We did a little. I'm good friends with the photographer Scott, so we went out and out to South Beach last night. Went cycling around and did a little photo shoot and all that. So yeah, they've been showing me around. They know the place, so it's good having like a few locals here.
Yeah, it is. Combate, they seem to be treating you well, and they're high on Pa Lehane. I can't blame them. You fought last year four
Yeah.
times in 8 months for them, and they seem to be treating well. You seem very happy with that organization. That's obviously your home right now, and you're settled into the kind of Combate here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it here. Everyone that works here, we get on very well, and they're giving me great opportunities to do what I love. So, I'm at the end of my first contract now after this fight, and we're gonna have a meeting and resign. Probably resign. Definitely resign.
Definitely, yeah. So, is do you think are you kind of banking on yourself then, if you want to call it that, just fighting, hoping for a win here and to kind of progress and looking to sign a new contract?
Yeah, we've already talked. So I'm obviously betting on myself to win this fight, but we've already talked that we are going to resign for sure. Like I'm one of the top fighters, in the organization right now. They want to promote me, and they want me to do well. They want to see me win. So this is exactly where I need to be for my career to blossom. So I'm in the right spot.
Yeah, 100%. So. How do you assess the last year that you've had? Like I said, you fought 4 times in 8 months. You won Emerging Prospect of the Year for Severe MMA. Picked up more awards at Combate Global for the Emerging Prospect as well. That must have made you happy. Were you happy with the way 2021 went for you overall as a fighter?
Yeah, I was absolutely honoured to win the award off Severe MMA Prospect of the Year. So I won that. I won the debut fighter of the year from Combate, and I had a lot of fights in a short amount of time. I absolutely loved it. I felt like it went pretty smoothly going pro. It couldn't have got any better. The chips just felt perfect for me. Yeah, I'm delighted how it went, and it's absolutely flown. I feel like it's deja vu. I'm in this hotel every couple of weeks, so I feel like it's my second home now. I'm settled in.
100%. So you are making the move down to featherweight, Pa, and I'm just wondering, I know you took a couple of fights at short notice and everything like that, but the decision right now is to make the move to featherweight. What was the ultimate reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I feel like at amateur I was jumping. I fought from featherweight, lightweight, super lightweight, welterweight. I fought every weight class just to get fights and experience. I felt like cutting weight wasn't really important at amateur. But now I've taken my first few professional fights at lightweight. Like I've taken the gamble. On my side, I've taken the hard fights. I've taken people who've had 12 professional fights in my first pro fight. All the lads I've fought, they've all had more fights than me, and I think now I've gambled. So now it's time for me to slow it down, drop down to featherweight, and just do it correctly.
And talk to me about your kind of preparation and what you've been doing differently in regards to when you have been fighting a lightweight. Obviously, the diet is probably after changing a little bit for you. You're
Yeah,
probably not
yeah.
eating as much. Uh, what has been kind of some of the major differences and some of the balances that you've had to make in your training camp and your preparation and your diet ahead of moving down to featherweight?
Yeah, definitely food has been one of the big parts of it. I've done a lot more strength and conditioning with Bua Health and Fitness. Like they take care of everything. So I work with them for a good while, but right now it's like we really ramped it up for this one. So I'm feeling great. Obviously, my team in SPG Cork City, we're all learning and improving together every single camp. So whatever, if I go somewhere and learn something, I'll bring it back. If someone else goes, so we're always evolving and getting better as a team. So, yeah, I feel like I've definitely made a lot of improvements this camp.
That's good. After your last fight, I noticed that you spent some time down in Sanford and did a bit of training over in Miami. What was that like for you?
I absolutely loved it. So I got it through people in this company. They put me in touch with a guy. I went and I lived in his garage for over a month, and we just, they were training in Sanford, so I get up every day. We go to a boxing gym, and then go straight up to Sanford after. It was just, I went from my fight to maybe a couple of days off and straight it, like 2 days off, and then straight into another fight camp because they were all training. So I was every day, 2-3 sessions a day. Up it, like I was in one of the best gyms in the world. All like the people I would look at like on the screen for the last few years, like in the UFC. I was training on the same mat with them and drilling with them and doing all these things. So it was definitely a great experience, and I'll definitely go back again.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Who were some of the fighters that you now look up to, or maybe some of the fighters that you looked up to before you started fighting?
Yeah, like Gilbert Burns was just on the mat training, and like there's just so many up there I can't even think of. But in general, like who I look up to would be obviously Connor. He'd be the biggest one. Well, back in the day, yeah, he'd probably be number one for sure.
He would be the reason that you started fighting. There seems to be a lot of young emerging fighters right now coming up through Ireland that would have been kind of influenced by Connor and stuff like that. One thing that I notice with yourself that's similar to Connor is that you're looking at this as a business and as a job and as a way of making money. And I seen that you quoted him a couple of times on your Instagram. And I remember the first time that we talked ahead of your pro debut, and I asked you what your reasonings was for competing in MMA, and you told me straight out you wanted to make a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Is that still the motivation for you, or now are you looking at titles and it's probably early to call it legacy, but you want to probably win titles along with making money. It's not just about making money for you, is it?
Well, yeah, look, I've always everyone wants to have a lot of money. I obviously want to have secure my whole family and have money to do whatever I want whenever I want to do it. But I love fighting and I want to achieve a lot of great things in this sport. So I think I'm on the right path. The money is like starting to come in now, which is pretty good. And the awards are starting to come in, so we'll just keep going, and it's going to be a crazy journey, I feel, and it's only the beginning.
It's kind of already been a little bit of a crazy journey for you, and you're only maybe 4 or 5 fights in right now. You're fighting in one night tournaments. You're being in fights of the year. I mean, that fight you had last year with Isaac Ruales, that was an unbelievable fight, man. What are the feelings being in a war like that and over and backward? You love that kind of being in the middle of a close fight like that and an over and back fight where you're both landing shots and both taking damage.
I absolutely love it. Like that's the kind of fight I love doing. But obviously, it's not very smart. Like if I was getting paid, $1 million for a fight, like I put on a war, put my body on the line, no problem. But like, I'm not gonna do that again if I'm not getting paid big bucks. Yeah. Well, I will if I have to. I prove that I can do it. I have the heart to do it, and I'm like capable of doing it whenever. But I've shown that side. Now I'm gonna be like smarter and try and get my wins. Use my brain a bit better.
That's a fair assessment. And I mean,
So, yeah,
I know I spoke with Lee Moog after that fight, and he was like, "It was a great fight, but he doesn't want to see you in too many of those." Was that kind of a conversation that you go had to had after that fight? I mean, it was a great win, and it was a deserving win as well. To be honest, I thought you should have not taken it by split. I thought you probably took that fight unanimously. I thought you should have unanimously anyway, but
yeah.
yeah, there was a lot of damage there, and yeah, you can't be really going in there and doing that all the time. Was that a
For me,
conversation? Did you realize that yourself, or did Limo kind of have a conversation with you?
yeah, no, like I'm very aware of like taking damage to like my body and especially my brain. Like I want to do this for a long time, so I don't want to be in a lot of wars. Like, uh, the longer I'm in the sport, the more money I can make. So why be in wars when you can be in safer fights and do more of them, get paid more and all this sort of, and just when I'm done my fight career, I wanna be able to do whatever I want. I want to be able to like raise a family and not have any health problems, and so I want to do this correctly. And Liam has been telling me that since day one. So he's been teaching me like how to like I'm definitely looking after myself correctly.
No, that's good to hear, and it's a good way of thinking too. Um, you mentioned your path and your journey. Where do you see your path going over the next couple of years, or where do you see your journey leading you over the next couple of years?
Fuck it. If you told me 6 months ago or 8 months ago that I'd be fighting in America, I'd tell you you're crazy. Like, but so I really I can't answer that. But right now I'm delighted with where I'm at and the company I'm with. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Talk to me about your upcoming fight with Gabriel Morales. Do you know too much about him?
Yeah, he's just an MMA fighter. He's not like brilliant anywhere. From what I can tell, he's strong. He's knocked a couple of people out, but I think I'll be too quick for him, and my movement will be too much. He was training in Stanford for this. His brother's in the UFC, so like he's got some like good training partners and all that. But I don't think. I think I'll be going for the finish for sure.
Yeah, that's the mentality? Is that the mentality nearly for every fight for you? You want to go in there and get them out of there.
For sure, I just want to put on like crazy fights and show like my skills that I've been like honing in the gym. So I want to put on a show, do some cool shit, and have a highlight reel at the end of it.
Nice. It's a good way to be. The couple of months that you have been out of the cage, what have you been up to? Did you take any downtime at all since your last fight? Have you been constantly training, or what have you been working on?
Yeah, no, I definitely took a bit of downtime. I was like, because I took a lot of fights in a short amount of time, and I was just constantly training all the time. So I took a holiday with my girlfriend, and I just chilled out for a bit, but I was constantly training.
Yeah,
It was a well needed break. I'm back at it now for this year.
that's good. Where did you go on holidays?
I went to Lanzarote and I went to Spain.
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah.
And was it the feet up there now, or were you doing some running along the beach, or do you kind of stay active even when you're not supposed to be active? It's hard. Gym rat, that's what they call it. It's hard to stop you working out.
Yeah, no, I was definitely running every day, and I made it. She wanted to go to Lanzarote, and I wanted to go to Spain because I always go to Spain and train in the gym, Lily Hispanet down there. So we met in the middle. And I basically made her go to Spain so I could train. So we go do our thing, I go train, and then we go out after or whatever. So best of both worlds.
That's what you call compromise, pal. Fair
Yeah.
play to you. Look, we've talked about you being in Stanford. We talked about you training over in Spain. How important do you think it is for your development as a fighter to kind of get a new look at a different gym or go and train in different gyms? And obviously, we grew up with fighters that were very loyal to their gyms back in the day. You look at Connor, you look at other guys at Team Rhino, everyone is very loyal in Ireland. But the new trend seems to be, everybody getting out and getting a look at different gyms and different, getting different roles on the mat, getting different spars. How important do you think that is for your development as a fighter, or for any young up and coming fighter that's looking to do that?
Well, for me, I absolutely love like one of the big things about fighting for me is the fact that I can travel around a lot. I love I've traveled to so many different countries that I never thought I'd go to, just because of fighting. So I love the fact that you can go to any country and go to any gym, and everyone you can get respect automatically when you walk in. They can see you can fight or whatever. So there's a really good community, and I think it's definitely a good idea to go training in different gyms and different bodies, and making new contacts and different ways of, like, the more people you know, the better. Like if you
100%.
go, you might find a coach, and he might know an owner of an organization. You could even get one of the guys in your gym a fight just from that contact. So it's definitely important, going away and doing things like that, like training in different gyms.
That's obviously something that Lee Moog encourages as well, which is good to see. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
how special is your relationship with him, and how much has he developed you as a fighter?
Always like very, very special. So I got lucky the first day I walked into the gym. I got like, a lot of people aren't so lucky. They walk in and they kind of get like a dodgy coach or whatever, that they make you do hit like face conditioning and all this shit. So I got a good coach who taught me right from day one, and he's brought me to where I am today. So I couldn't have gotten luckier, like.
There's still not enough time now for him to put you down to some hard graft in the gym. I'm sure he has you cleaning the mats now and all that stuff as well to keep your feet underground. So you're looking for the finish this Friday night. Everyone can look at your fight on Facebook. Tell everyone how they can watch it.
Yeah, there's a link on Facebook. I shared it already. I'll tag you in it, and you can share it if you want, and I'll be sharing it throughout the week, and so will everyone on my team and my coach and everyone. So it'll definitely be out there. I'm gonna put there's a link tree on Instagram. It'll be in my bio. We'll put it in there. So if you're on Instagram, you can click that, and there'll be a link. It'll bring you to Facebook. It's only €5, and you get like a load of crazy fights. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah, always a good night of fights at Combate. I'll put the link onto our socials as well when we share out the video tomorrow, or whenever we'll do it tomorrow. We're recording this on Tuesday night. But no, it's nice to talk to you again, Pa. Before I let you go, like I said, 4 times in 8 months. Are you looking to do the same this year? Are you going to take a little bit of extra time in between fights with the extra bit of weight you have to cut, or what's the rest of 2022 look like for you?
I don't know. It depends on how I feel after the fight. I want to be active. I want to make money, and I want to keep coming back to America and traveling around. I love what I do, and I feel like if I don't have a goal, I kind of just like what's there's no crack in your life. Like if you don't have like a date or a goal, you need to do something by it. So I want to stay active and keep fighting. So we'll see after the fight how my body is.
Yeah, that makes sense. And finally, before I let you go, anyone that does tune in on Friday night to see the fight, they can catch it at 8 o'clock on Irish time.
Yeah, it'll be on 8 o'clock Irish time. So they moved the show back for me because obviously most of my fans are in Ireland. So we'll be fighting around 4 o'clock here. So it'll be around 8 or 9 Irish time.
And anyone that hasn't tuned in or seen you fight before, what can they expect to see when you get in there on Friday night and take on Gabriel Morales?
Man, I think it's going to be a very, very good fight anyway. I think all my fights are, so you're just going to have to tune in and watch.
That's it. Well, I can second that. I'd say I haven't seen a bad fight that Pa Lehane has been in yet. I wish you the best of luck, Pa. Looking forward to tuning in this Friday night over on Facebook. Get the link on Pa's Instagram and on his social media. We'll add the link to this video as well. All the best to you, Pa. Before you go, any shout outs or anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'd just like to shout out my main sponsor, LuckyFox.com. They've partnered up with betvictor.com. So now you can actually bet on my fights. We'll put that in the link as well. So you can now go bet on my fight if you want to back your boy, like make a bit of money, bet the house. You can go do that now.
That's the shot. Good to hear. Well, everybody, you can catch Pa Lehane take on Gabriel Morales this Friday, May 13th on Facebook at 8 o'clock Irish time. It'll also be on Paramount Plus in the States and in Canada as well. Pa, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. We've talked nearly before all of your fights now, apart from the ones you've had on the same night, so it's hard for me to kind of get in between there, but it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. I wish you the best of luck on Friday night, and I'm looking forward to seeing you perform.
Thank you very much.